You're probably wondering why there's a strange giant statue of Elon standing in the middle of nowhere, miles before Starbase. Is it a joke? Is it a meme? Yes, well, sort of. It all started back in 2019 when a Reddit user named WatchyBoy posted a quirky drawing of Elon Musk. The sketch went viral and caught the attention of PleasureDAO, a collection of crypto visionaries. They purchased the original piece and transformed it into something much bigger, a meme coin called Elon RWA. On today's podcast, I sit down with Rafael, El Matemático, one of PleasureDAO's most knowledgeable members. Together, we'll dive into the fascinating story behind Elon's RWA, the statue, and how it went viral around the world. We'll also explore the world of meme coins, why communities give them value, the difference between Bitcoin, Dogecoin, Ethereum, and Solana, and how layer 2 networks like Base work. Along the way, Rafael will break down pumps, rug pulls, liquidity pools, and smart contract risks. Give you the tools to spot the red flags and understand the culture driving crypto today. From hype to fundamentals, speed to security. This episode is a plain language guide to the world of digital assets and how a simple meme became a movement. The project I'm going to particularly talk about right now is Elon RWA.
Yes.
So we met because of that project, and they actually built a huge, massive statue that you might have seen that was placed on Starbase by SpaceX.
Yep.
And that's how we met, putting together this project. And Rafa's been here to Brownsville a couple of times. And this time we decided, because meme coin is such in the zeitgeist and everywhere now, everybody's hearing about it. I wanted to talk to you because not that you're an expert, but because you're a mathematician and because this takes blockchain and because you study that, I think you have a lot of insights that we can learn from. So thank you, Rafa, for being here. And hopefully we can learn something. So let's start by talking a little bit about what a meme coin is. And what I want to start with, for my understanding, and like maybe people can understand it this way, is when we hear that, right? I hear crypto and I hear meme, right? And I don't even know if those are the right terms, but what's the difference between Bitcoin and Dogecoin?
Okay, so a difference between Bitcoin and Dogecoin are very restricted to the financial incentives behind these two currencies. Dogecoin, for example, is inflationary and has unlimited supply. So there will always be some Dogecoin being created and the maximum amount is infinite. With Bitcoin, it is inflationary still because there are new Bitcoins being mined, but there's a cap, which is 21 million coins. So there will be at maximum only 21 million Bitcoins. So that's the difference between Doge and Bitcoin.
Okay, but what I got that part, right? I kind of knew that part. But is there a difference between what's behind Bitcoin and what's behind Dogecoin? So and I'll try to clarify my question is, does the value of Bitcoin stand on, one, the scarcity, right? We just talked about the scarcity of it. And then does the value of Dogecoin just hype, which is a lot of that seems on me. So that's,
Yeah, I think it's, in my opinion, it's very hard to put prices on things.
Right.
Because, okay, maybe Dogecoin doesn't have the scarcity, but it does have the fluffiness appeal. I don't know. People identify with the Doge. So each project has its strengths and weakness, and it's very hard to put a price on it. And that's why people are still making and losing a lot of money, because it's, if we all knew what the price of the project is, then the price is fixed.
Right.
But as long as people are trading, as long as they are gambling a little bit on the price, there will be fluctuations, and there will be people making and losing money.
Okay, but back to the frame, and maybe I'm framing it wrong, but what I like I said, I don't know much, so maybe I'm misunderstanding. But and I praised it with Bitcoin, but it could be Ethereum,
Mhm.
it could be Solana,
Mhm.
right? It seems like these projects on the blockchain,
Mhm.
for some reason, seem to be framed as more legitimate
Yeah.
and more mainstream
Yeah.
than and I said Doge because a lot of people know Doge,
Mhm.
right? But we could go to Haktua, right?
Okay.
So the difference between the creation of Ethereum
Mhm.
and the infrastructure behind that,
Mhm.
right? Like how do you create that? And it's got, which I don't completely understand, right? That you can do smart contracts and all of that
Yeah.
with that, right?
Yeah.
Compared to Haktua,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now with Haktua, the thing is a little bit different because Haktua is a token on Solana blockchain, I guess.
Yes.
I,
So, but before you go, so is Solana considered like a Bitcoin or Ethereum?
yeah.
That's what. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. But going back to what we were discussing before, Dogecoin is a very old project that has
Yes.
its own blockchain, so it's very similar to Bitcoin.
So okay, that I didn't know. So
Yeah.
Dogecoin is not built on Solana.
No.
And from what I hear, a lot of these meme coins are built on the Solana.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go back to that. But okay, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. So this new meme coin revolution started once we developed tokens on these blockchains. So you have the main currency that governs the blockchain. For example, ETH for Ethereum, Sol for Solana, and you have these tokens living on the blockchain associated with
Right.
each one of these projects. That I'm not saying they are not important, but they don't have the same
Infrastructure, I would say.
infrastructure. Yeah. They are just a part of the ecosystem, of a bigger ecosystem. So and that started to appear back in 2017, 18.
Are all meme coins based on Solana, or can I base it on Ethereum? Can I base it on Bitcoin or another?
Yeah, they are based on blockchains that are programmable. So Ethereum,
Is that
Solana.
what Solana? Yeah, so Solana's programmable, so
Yeah.
I can base my meme coin on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if a chain supports smart contracts,
Yeah.
that's the terminology, then you can build a meme coin on it,
Got it.
generally speaking.
And then, okay, so let me go little by little. Then, okay, let's say Haktua, which is built on Solana.
Mhm.
So Solana's value can affect Haktua,
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Haktua's value cannot affect Solana's.
If it gets too
Big
big,
enough?
yeah, it can affect. But in general, the opposite is true.
Yes, how I phrased it first.
Yeah, Solana will affect the price of Hug to a Girl, but not always as well. So what will impact for sure the price of a Haktua is, for example, if Solana stops working.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Because if it stops working, then you can move your Haktua Girl. The price will fluctuate because of that.
Got it.
So the operational aspect of the blockchain is more important than the price of the asset itself. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yes, I think it does. Yes. Okay. So let me take it a little bit further then. Okay. Well, let's talk about Elon RWA.
Okay.
Elon RWA is that built on Solana?
No, it's built on Base.
And explain what Base is.
Base is a layer 2 network. So essentially, it's a network that runs in parallel with the Ethereum, for example. In this case, it's Ethereum. And every once in a while, it takes like a screenshot of the current state of this chain that grows in parallel, and put it back on the original blockchain. So this way, every now and then, it's like you're saving the state of the layer 2 and saving it in the layer 1.
Okay.
And
hold on.
Yeah.
Now it's getting complicated.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to Base. Okay. So what is Base? If it's not, okay, if Ethereum is a blockchain coin,
Yeah.
right? What is Base? Like, what would you call a Base? It's not a coin, or it's not a currency.
It's not a coin. It's yeah, I don't like to give like a additional definition. I like to stick with the definition people
whatever
use.
you think it's called.
It's called a layer 2.
Layer 2.
Yeah.
But layer 2 what? Layer 2 blockchain?
Layer 2 blockchain, yeah.
Okay. Can you explain what that means?
Yeah. So let's start with the Ethereum blockchain.
Okay.
Imagine.
Yeah.
So it's a chain of blocks being built.
Right.
And on top of it, actually, there are drawbacks of having a single blockchain because they doesn't scale very well. There's limited number of blocks, the number of transactions. So what you can do is you start a new chain on top of it that runs in parallel.
Okay.
And every now and then you take a screenshot of the state of this chain that is running on top.
Base,
exactly. And you put this state into the Ethereum blockchain. So in a sense, the layer 2 gets the security features of the layer 1, which is Ethereum, but it scales much faster.
Okay.
So it's how do you say when you're trying to cut corners in some way?
Oh, it's a shortcut.
It's a shortcut, yeah.
Okay. I'm slow, so I'll go back to So Base. Okay, so I got what you said, right? I'm building Base on top of Ethereum, right? And it's still a chain, correct?
Yep.
Okay, but it's not a currency.
Yep.
And then it at a certain and I'm just gonna make stuff up, but at every month, right? I get a screenshot or a state of where Base is at, and I enter that into the chain of Ethereum.
Yep.
Right? What value does that give? Why does that have value?
It has value because it still has some security features of the main chain of the layer 1 chain. Plus, it scales much faster. So you can have transactions that are confirmed in seconds. You can have sometimes transactions running in parallel, which is not always easy to do on Ethereum. So there are many of reasons for you to use a layer 2.
Okay. I'm getting now I'm getting more understanding. But okay, if I can do a lot of, let's say, transactions are quicker on Base, right? So if I was a bank, right, and I need to do transactions every day because you need $20, he needs $20, and we're changing money all the time, Ethereum might be too clunky and might cost more because I'm going to do that, or to speed it up would take money, and then Base would be able to do the transactions quicker because maybe it's leaner or it's more agile than it is. Is that right? Or?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So you have to there's a compromise between how much secure you want your data to be and how fast you want your data to be transacted. So if you want it to be as secure as possible, you use layer 1, you use Ethereum. But if you don't need it to be that secure, if you are okay waiting if you're okay with a less secure network, then you can use these layer 2s that are faster and cheaper.
Yeah, so you can give up security for agility.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, right? You can have more speed, a little less security.
Yep.
But to kind of tie into the security, that screenshot or that state of the base is put in, and that gives you that security.
Yep.
Maybe not the same level as the one layer one,
Mm-hmm.
but layer two has some security because it ties back into layer one.
Yep.
Something like that.
Perfect.
Okay, and then base. There is a bunch of layer twos, not just base.
There's a bunch of layer twos. Yeah.
Okay.
More than you can count.
Really?
Yeah.
And that. So then a lot of these meme coins and stuff not only are on Solana, they could be on a layer two.
Yeah.
Why would Elon RWA choose base compared to Solana? Like, how does that decision get made?
Well, it's it's a matter of preference, to be honest.
Yes.
The target audience matters a lot because people in Solana behave in a very particular way. So if you want as much hype as possible, then probably Solana is the way to go. Because everything happens very fast there.
So like Haktua, Trump,
Yeah.
all of that is built on Solana because it's easier to hype?
That's a bold statement.
I'm the one that doesn't know anything. So yeah.
But in my opinion, yeah.
Okay. And then if you build it on layer two,
Mhm.
like Elon RWA, what does that give you? A little more security?
Gives a little bit more security, and because Base is supported by Coinbase, it gives a little bit more of legitimacy.
Yeah. It's
not just a random L2, it's Coinbase's L2.
now, does Base have to approve you for you to build it on layer two?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. Anyone can
do it on Base.
Yeah.
Okay. The same as anyone can do it on Solana.
The same way, yeah.
Yeah. So I can pick Solana but because Base maybe is a more robust exchange it's not even an exchange, right?
No, it's not an exchange.
Coinbase, no. I mean, not Base.
Coinbase is an exchange, yeah.
Yeah. So because Coinbase is a more robust, maybe network than just the Solana, which is just the currency, I would gain some legitimacy because I'm on Base. Does that make sense? I'm just making up words, Rafa. You tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Yeah. I guess that's a pretty good summary. I think what I've seen is that people that want to make a hype coin, which is Solana, and if you are thinking about long-term survival of your project, you're probably going to search for either Ethereum or some layer 2 base being built on Ethereum. So,
and I'm going to move on to something else, but I want to just frame this. So, Haktua, for example, does Solana because it's got a celebrity that can hype it up really quick, and it can go up really quick, but it can also come down really quick, and there's not as much longevity thought out. It could live long, but it might not be thought out that way. Yeah. When you're building it on Base or something like Base or layer 2, you're thinking, hey, this is something that we want to last a long time, and something that's going to serve the community for a long time. So we want to make sure that it's built on a more robust system so that everybody is more, let's say, more invested in the project, right? So, because I might not be invested in Haktua, I might not care about Haktua, but I know that I can make, 10x pretty quick. So I'm just going to go in and out, right? And if I go on something like Base, I could do the same, but I could also be like, hey, this is built to go long. It might not, right? It might go up, it might go down, but at least I know that it's a little more thought out process of this is going to be a long-term or a longer-term investment with possibilities of a long-term investment. It might not work out, but that's the idea. Is that kind of?
Yeah. And of course, this is my personal opinion.
Yeah.
There's no research
saying...
but
you're a doctor, Rafa.
but there's no research saying that one chain is built for something and the other chain is built for another.
Yeah, I think what you're explaining to me is the perception, right? That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I get that technically, right? What you said is like technically it's built on whatever, but the perception of the people that are going into this, obviously, if I'm going into a layer 2 or if I'm going into a Solana project, that's my perception, right? Like my perception is this might just be a hype Trump thing that's going to go in and out.
Yeah.
Oh, and if I do it on a base 2, is it these guys are trying to build something more long term or that might last a longer time. It's just perception. It doesn't mean that it's true or that it's going to be a reality, but it could give it that backbone. I think when you said Coinbase, right, that now gives you like, oh, a lot of people know Coinbase.
Yeah.
There's more legitimacy tied to that. There's more. I think Solana to me sounds like Ethereum. Sounds like there's no company, people. That you know what I'm saying? Coinbase is actually a company. There's people running it. There's like stuff behind it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I never thought about it, but yeah.
That's kind of how I okay. And I'm trying to understand. So that's why it takes me a long time, bro. So,
don't worry.
So okay. So then let's go back to memes and coins, right? So what I don't understand, and I don't know if you know this, but why did this start? Memes. Like, how did people decide, let's build memes on blockchain?
Yeah.
And how does that have value?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there are two schools of thought. My school of thought is that it does have value as long as it is somehow linked to the original creator of the meme. So, for example, on the Doge, and which is not the same as Doge, and Feisty Doge, were projects that were started as the NFT of Kabosu, which is the most famous dog in the universe.
Yes. It's not a husky, but I always think it looks like a husky. But it's a Japanese.
It's a Shiba Inu.
Shiba Inu.
Yeah. So it started with a picture that was turned into an NFT and then fractionalized to make a bunch of different coins. So so this meme coin, you can call it a meme coin, started as a picture that was uploaded by the original owner of the dog.
Correct.
So for me, that has value. Other people think that you can create a meme coin, and the value will be exclusively. It will come exclusively from the social impacts that this meme has.
Right.
So, and there's a bunch of examples. There are like a million different Doge derivatives, variants. And what people think is this is the real Dogecoin because people will value this particular coin. So
yeah, I think. So, I mean, thinking about old way of thinking, right? It's dollars, pesos, yen, all these different things, and we give it value based on what we perceive, right?
Yeah.
The US dollar is probably worth more. I'd rather have dollars than have pesos.
Yeah.
Right? Just because I know that the security of having dollars is the devaluation of that is probably very low. The possibility of devaluation. The peso, if Trump decides to do some crazy stuff like tariffs, could just devaluate, right? And now I'm like the money that I had now is less because of it. So a lot of that I think is kind of the same principles.
Yeah.
You know?
It's just that because it's so easy to create one.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And it's so easy to what else was I going to say? Forgot. Well, because it's so easy to create one, people have a hard time finding a reason to put value into it. If you have 10 million coins being created at the same at every hour,
Right.
there's no
You're never gonna
value
yes.
in the world that is enough to make sure that the 10 million are worth something. So you must choose one of these 10 million to say, yeah, this is the real one. This is the one I'm going to support. This is the one I'm going to buy.
Yeah, I do see. So the culture is being ridiculous. In the U.S., we amplify everything, right? So because of you guys, I started kind of following this, right? And the culture of it. And yeah, there's some ridiculousness sometimes. I mean, you can tell the guy's just selling you crap on a platform, right? And on TikTok or whatever. He's just trying to push something that maybe has no impact, no value. One of the ones that I was looking today was they created 3 different ones based on 3 players that played in the Super Bowl, right? The Hurts, Mahomes, which is the 2 quarterbacks, and I think the running back, right? And based on who won, they thought the value would go up. And I'm like, well, that's a ridiculous premise, right? That's like gambling, right? It's like, yeah, I guess, but how long? Like the Super Bowl lasts one day, and then you're like, okay, next year there's another Super Bowl. So it's like, how is that Mahomes coin, right, going to impact it when the next Super Bowl comes in? So there's no longevity thought through on that in my perception, right? Okay, so let's go through some of the words that I'm trying to understand. Okay, the first one is pump.
Pump.
Yeah, does that make sense to you?
Yeah, pump is...
Okay, explain it to me.
Pump is the general term for that we use when the price of something is going up.
Okay.
So that's a pump.
Okay, but it doesn't. Okay, that I thought it was, and I'm apparently I'm wrong, but I thought it was the pump is a hype that we're hyping it right now, right? Because it's like being pushed. So like, let's say the Hawk Tour girl did that podcast where they announced it, and that's a hype for the thing, right? Like they were launching it right now. We're doing it. That Trump did that thing like a night before, 2 nights before the inauguration. Announces it there on stage. He does a crypto event. I don't know if you saw this, but he does a crypto event. He says, I'm doing a coin, and then boom, that thing just skyrockets. Right? So that's how because pump sounds like pump it up, right? So I thought it was like a hype thing, but it's more like pump is just the way up.
It's just the way up. Yeah.
Okay.
When you start mixturing with the dump, then it gets...
Yeah, that's obviously the pump and dump is obviously exactly what it sounds, right? I'm gonna pump it up, right? If I'm the creator, and the creator could be one person, it could be a group, right? Obviously. Okay, if I'm the creator, I want the pump. Like let's say Trump is the creator, he wants the pump, and then because he created it and he controls a certain percentage, or probably a high percentage of the coins, and this thing goes up 1,000%, he can just get rid of all his. I'm going to go forward to something else I was going to talk about. Get rid of all the liquidity in the fund, and then you're screwed if you were part of the people investing in it or buying something.
Yeah, the liquidity is a different attack, which is a rug pull.
Yes.
But a pump and dump is less... Well, I guess it's...
Wouldn't you take the liquidity out if you pump and dump?
No, you don't need to take the liquidity out.
Okay.
Most of the times you have a locked liquidity that can be taken out, but you can still have a pump and dump.
Got it.
So a pump and dump involves first of all you get into a good position. So you buy very cheap, or you
at the beginning,
or you won,
or you created,
or you created, and then you artificially makes the price pump. So you start a bunch of rumors. You arrange with your friends to everybody buy a little bit together. So there appears to be a huge volume.
I think a lot of people remember the NFT craze. Like that was done a lot in NFTs where like all the influencers would get together and they were like, we're creating these monkeys, whatever it was, right? And
so these organized actions, they end up creating some momentum, And then real investors look at this momentum and think, oh, it's breaking out. It's going to go. It's going to the moon,
Right.
right? And they start buying. So the price goes higher, 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 until a point where the pump and dumpers are
Yeah.
satisfied,
I'm
and
out.
then they dump everything on the market. So there's the dump,
And the value goes down.
and the value goes down. Yeah.
Yeah. The only, well, not the only, but the thing about it is that I can see when you buy and when you sell, right?
Yeah.
Like I can see Rafa when Rafa buys, and if you're one of the investors that pumps and dumps, I can see that transaction, right?
Yeah.
Because it's in the blockchain.
You can see. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see your wallet. Oh, I don't know if you see the wallet. How would you say you see the wallet or you see the?
It's semi-anonymous, so you are not sure who is the owner of this wallet.
You just know that there's a transaction that's happening because you can track it from that username or whatever it is.
Yeah, but even if it's semi-anonymous, you can kind of tell where the money came from.
Okay.
It's very hard to create money in the blockchain. Usually, the money comes from somewhere that you can track back. So it's one of the benefits. People think it's the other way around, but one of the benefits of blockchain with respect to money laundering, because it's the first time in money history that you have this track record that you can track money from one point to another and be sure this is the guy that is doing this or that.
Yeah, so. And you can tell what country to what country. You could kind of see like where where the money moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so let's go back to liquidity. So let me tell you, liquidity obviously to me means the amount of money that's in there. But I've been hearing a lot that sometimes even when let's say you invest $1 at $1 and it goes up $5 or $10, and so it goes 10x, and you're going to cash out. Sometimes you can't cash out because there's not enough liquidity.
Yeah.
So can you explain that part?
Yeah. So liquidity, we generally refer to liquidity pools. A liquidity pool is a smart contract that facilitates the exchange between a pair of tokens. So let's use, for example, Elon RWA and the dollar. It would have to be USDC or USDT, but let's call it the dollar.
Okay.
Essentially, the liquidity pool will tell me how much do I have to pay in dollars to withdraw, let's say, 10 Elon RWA from the pool.
Okay.
Okay. And so essentially, the smart contract is giving me a price for these Elon RWA that are in the pool.
Got it.
Okay. Good so far. What else? Yeah. The person that first injects the liquidity, they are going to inject, for example, 1 million Elon RWA, $1 million into this smart contract. And what he will get from it are transaction fees for people buying and selling Elon RWA.
Okay.
Okay. So it in theory, it has a incentive to be honest, because he's getting the liquidity fees.
Okay, hold on. So yes, I got you. I just want to make sure and repeat it to you so that I make sure I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say I want to start this, right? Coin or meme coin. So I have $1 million that I'm going to put in.
Yep.
Right. And then that $1 million is going to give me the right to make money on the transactions, to make a fee on the transactions. Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Yep.
So make a fee on the transactions that go through this coin.
Yep.
Right, that I just created.
Yeah, the only detail is that you have to, generally speaking, you have to inject dollars and the token. You gotta provide both.
Yeah. So okay. But when you say that, I mean like, okay, I'm gonna create and I'm just because we have this water here, the Visions token, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna do the Visions token is gonna have 1 million tokens
Mm-hmm.
and $1 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that make sense? Is that what you mean?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna have 1 million tokens and $1 million,
Mm-hmm.
right? And every time you want to buy one from me or from the coin, right? I make 3%. I don't know what it is, but 3%.
Yeah.
Because of the transaction. Doesn't matter the amount that you buy or whatever, but I make a percentage because I put the $1 million in.
Yeah.
So I get a transaction fee every time
Mm-hmm.
that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make?
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. And then before, when I started talking about the pump and dump and telling about the liquidity, you said that there could be a locked liquidity. Is that what you? I don't know if you mentioned locked, but you meant like a liquidity that can't be.
Yeah. Locked. Yeah.
Yeah.
Locked.
So can there be both locked and unlocked liquidity?
Yeah, there could be locked and unlocked.
Okay, explain that to me.
Essentially, when you inject this money into the pool, you get ownership of percentage of this pool, because the money you don't own anymore, because people can buy and sell. So it fluctuates the amount of money, right? So if it's fluctuating, you don't own it for real, but you own a percentage of the pool. So if I'm the only one providing liquidity, I own everything that is inside this pool.
Right.
Then I can lock this liquidity, and this is a technical process, but it essentially tells you actually, I can move this liquidity for 10 years, 20 years.
Okay.
I can't take money out of this for 10 years. Or you can leave it unlocked, and I have the power to remove liquidity anytime I want.
Can I, let's say you did that, right? Can I buy into your 10-year lock?
Yeah.
So like, let's say we have $100 in there,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I want to buy 30% of that. So I give you 30,
mm-hmm.
and then I own now 30% of the lock liquidity.
No, because what you get is the money out, the tokens out.
Correct.
So.
Oh yeah. Well, but 30% of it, right? If it was $100,
yeah,
and I bought 30,
uh-huh.
I mean 30%, not like $30 of it, 30%, whether it goes up or down.
Whether it goes up or down, yeah.
Right, but because if you had 100% of the liquidity and I bought 30, okay, and then the unlocked portion, but there can be. This is where I'm lost. Can there be a combination of locked and unlocked liquidity, or it has to be either locked or either unlocked?
There can be a combination, because anyone can be a liquidity provider. So,
okay, now that's confusing. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's say I'm the liquidity provider. Okay. I created the pool with 1 million and 1 million.
How we started the scenario.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I also gave some friend 2 million Elon RWA.
Okay.
He can come up with 2 million plus $2 million and put it into the pie as well. So now there are in total 3 million. 3 million. I own 33%. My friend owns 66%. Yeah. I can lock my 33%, but maybe he
doesn't want to lock it. Yeah. Right. What are the benefits of locking and unlocking?
The benefits are just to show people I'm not going to rug.
Okay. And we're going to the rug pull, right? So okay. And so if it's unlocked, there can be a rug pull.
Yeah.
If it's locked, it's harder, or it's impossible to do rug pull, because I made a smart contract that says it's going to last for 10 years.
Yeah, it's impossible because
wait, when you do this, it is possible? Because you're like, it's impossible.
It's because the lock for these things involves another smart contract, and then who knows who programmed the smart contract? Maybe the smart contract
has an out.
Yeah, it's built in. It's built in a way that it looks like it's locked, but in fact it's not. So people try to scam you that way as well.
Okay. When you say built,
Mhm.
okay, how do you build something like that? Is that like technical programming, or is that
Yeah.
verbiage, legal verbiage?
No, it's technical programming.
Technical programming.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So then in the technical program or like coding that I built,
Mhm.
right, there's an out, and I can,
Yeah.
like, it looks legit if you look from it from the outside and you don't know much,
Yeah.
or you're not an expert, but there's an out in there where I can be like, oh,
Yeah.
got it.
But in general, there are very known and very reputable service providers that, for example, will teach you how to lock your liquidity. So if you see some liquidity that was locked using this platform, then
Can you name one that's reputable
Uh,
that you think is reputable?
no,
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
terrible with names.
Okay, but there is several that people
Yeah.
know and rely
Yeah.
on, right? Like
Yeah.
if I see that XYZ helped them
Mhm.
lock it,
Mhm.
then I know that at least they're not going around building these ways to
Yeah.
unlock. Before we start rug pull, right? I think that I want to talk. Well, Argentina was like the most recent example
Mhm.
that I saw,
Mhm.
right? And people called it a rug pull. So, Argentinian president
Mhm.
hyped or pumped this coin. I think it was a lira. I don't know what it was called. Libra.
Yeah.
Right? Hyped the Libra, and then the guys that were helping him with the infrastructure, this is what I want you to explain to me.
Mhm.
Then took all the money and ran. Is that how that worked? Because that's a real famous one that just
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
And so that one was top of mind on me. Are there different types of rug pulls?
Different types.
Because you're searching like what happened there. So is what happened there different than what happened in Haktua?
Yeah, that's what I wanted
That's what
to.
I'm saying. Like, so there could be different
Yeah.
types of rug pulls.
No, there could be, for example,
Are you familiar with Haktua?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that one then, because it's easier.
Yeah.
You already know it. Okay.
Haktua girl was people are claiming it was a pump and dump, but not a rug pull.
Okay.
Because nobody pulled liquidity. I'm trying to be very precise.
Yes.
Not to call everything a rug pull, not to call everything a pump and dump, because they are different.
Okay. So before we go,
Uh-huh.
before we go on to that, let's explain. So, because we talked about pump and dump.
Yeah.
So explain to me the rug pull, and then we'll go to what was the Haktua and why it's this and not that.
Rug pull is simple, much simpler than pump and dump, because it doesn't involve like a coordination of sorts. But essentially, you are waiting this pool to grow bigger.
Okay.
This liquidity pools to grow bigger. And since in our example, I own 100% of this liquidity pool, I can just wait till it gets full with dollars and then pull it back to me. Now there's nothing in the liquidity pool, so people can't trade it anymore.
Is this because it was unlocked?
Because it was unlocked, yeah.
Got it. So Haktua was unlocked. I guess, right?
No, Haktua, I guess it was locked, but...
So it was a pump and dump.
It was a pump and dump, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to explain. I have to say it back so I can kind of stick in my head.
Yeah.
Okay. So rug pull is all the money that was in there, like $1 million that we talked about before, gets taken out.
Yep.
Right? So there's no more money in there.
Yep.
The pump and dump means I make the value of this coin go way high. And I sell, so it goes back down. So if you came in, so if I bought it at $1 and it went to $10, and I sold all of mine at $10, and I'm a whale, and I bought a bunch and I sold a bunch, and the value now went down to 25 cents. If you came in at $5, you're really screwed. That's a pump and dump, right?
Yep.
Like you're the victim of the pump and dump. I'm the beneficiary. Now, we had a conversation earlier this week about a little bit about this, right? And what stuck in my head was like, you're like, yeah, but that's normal. Like other people see it as like, these are scams, but some of them are like normal investment practices
Yeah, in crypto,
in
yeah.
crypto. I mean, yeah. So like savvy crypto investors or savvy coin investors understand that this could happen at any moment.
Yeah.
And you go in with the knowledge that you better be ready for whatever scenario is going to happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how you do it if you do that, something like that?
Yeah, and it's very easy, for example, to check if the liquidity is locked. It's very easy to check for example.
When you say very easy, it's very easy for you.
Yeah, very easy for the like you said, it's for the savvy. Yeah.
Investor, yeah.
It's very easy to check if the code, the token contract, is malicious in some way. What Haktua had, for example, was a tax on every movement of her coin.
Okay.
So even if you let's say I bought 10,000 Haktua girls, if I want to send 5,000 to my own address, I have to pay a tax on top of it. So these things you can do on a smart contract level, and it's pretty simple in the sense there are tools already built that can help you track all of these variables. So if you are into crypto, you probably are aware of the traps that you could fall in.
Okay, now we are in an era of AI now, right?
Yeah.
So could I grab something like Hogtua, feed it to ChatGPT, and be like, "Hey, can you check if this is a locked liquidity?"
I don't know.
Do you think that would work?
I don't know if
you haven't tested it that?
No, I haven't.
Because that would be a simple way for people that are not as savvy to be like at least have a check.
Yeah,
right?
That's true.
Yeah, because maybe that's a GPT you should build there in your doctorate there in your studies, because I think that would be very useful for non-savvy, right? And if you could build a GPT that just instantly is able to analyze, right, for the normal person and be like, oh yeah, this is unlocked, and you can go in it or not, but it's unlocked, or this is locked, right? And different information, because I do think, like, for me, I find it really hard. Like I find it fascinating, right? And I find like the culture and the way that these things are making money and losing money. It's a little bit of stock marketing combined with gambling, right?
Yeah.
If you look for it from the outside in, right? I mean, I know that if you're in, it's more like probably investing. But if you're outside, you kind of like, it's a combination of stock market and gambling, right? And so it's very interesting. And then you have all these kids talking about it constantly, right? On platforms like, yeah, you should do this, you should do that.
Yeah.
And, you could tell that some kids don't know what they're talking about. And so the culture is fascinating. But I do feel like for people like me, right, that are old and unsavvy, right, and are more used to standard type of investments, would be like, how do I get my footing, right? How do I know that, one, that even if I looked up that it's locked, how do I know that I even found the right information or got the right information? So I think AI could be very helpful in that way.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so then let's talk a little bit about Elon RWA. Okay, so Elon RWA is built then on Base, which is layer 2.
Yep.
Does that have locked liquidity? Does that have unlocked liquidity?
It does have locked liquidity.
Okay.
What else can I say about the top?
When you talked about locked liquidity before, you talked about a time frame. So does that mean that Elon RWA is a time frame for that locked liquidity?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how is the locked set, but I'm sure it's locked.
Okay, and then does the amount of liquidity build confidence or legitimacy in it?
Yes.
Okay, so can you tell us how much locked liquidity there is in Elon RWA?
I can check.
Sorry.
Because it fluctuates a lot.
And that's because of the value, not because of the...
So it has 700,000 dollars in
Got
the pool.
in the pool.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Now, it's built on base. It's got locked liquidity. On the other side, we built the value of it. So, how does that go up and down? Why does it go up and down?
It goes
Based
up
on
based on this speculation. There's no, that's the hard truth. We have a good team of believers that like the concept of this new token.
that's where I was going. Okay, now I'm sorry because you said something that's very catch that I was thinking about. Okay, so apart from all the words that I've used, right?
Mhm.
The other part that I hear a lot is community.
Yeah.
Right. So when you said believers, that's the community.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So the community is the act. So if I understood this correctly from what I've been listening to, is what actually gives meme coins value is the belief of the community
Yeah.
in that project.
Exactly.
Is that correct?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. So sorry, go ahead. I don't know if I lost you already, but
Yeah, you lost me.
okay. So you've got a community
Mhm.
in Elon WA,
Yeah.
RWA, that believes that this is a long-term project and it's a worthwhile project. By the way, we should tell people Elon RWA is based on a tangible asset,
Yes.
which is a drawing.
A drawing, exactly.
Okay. Remind me the name of the artist?
Richie Boy.
Richie Boy. So Richie Boy drew a picture of Elon.
Or is it Watchy Boy?
I think it's Watchy Boy. Watchy
Yeah.
Boy. So Watchy Boy built or drew a picture of Elon.
Mhm.
I think they're in the pandemic or back then.
Yeah.
Back in that time, right? And then it became a famous meme,
Yes.
right? And then because it became a famous meme, or not because it became famous, but it was picked to become, and I don't know this part. I'm phrasing to an NFT, and then it got fraction, or it just immediately got fraction,
No, it was turned into an NFT,
and then it became fraction.
and then it became fractional.
Okay, and then for people, because this I have talked with Louie about. So so for people who don't know what that means, it means that first it was created an NFT, which is just an asset. That's a digital asset,
Mhm.
right? And then that got converted. When you say fraction, it means it got distributed into coins or split up into coins.
Yes.
Is that like a simple way to say it?
Yep. Yep. Perfect.
Got it. And so when it got, and I'm going to now go through the whole process we just talked about. So when it got split up into coins, there was a liquidity that got put in,
Mhm.
and whoever put in that liquidity has rights to the transaction fees.
Yes. Yes.
Correct?
Mhm.
Okay. And then based on that, you've built not you, but the project has built a community
Mhm.
of believers,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
That have now like just embraced the project and are, for lack of a better word, marketing the project all over the world.
Yep.
Right? And that's how we find ourselves here today.
Exactly.
Because you guys came over here, built a statue,
Yeah.
and put it on the way to Starbase.
Yeah.
Does that kind of put it all together?
Yeah. Perfect. It was perfect.
Okay,
I
okay.
couldn't do better.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it takes a long time for me to kind of figure it all out. It's taken we've known each other for months, for me to kind of like understand the whole thing. But what I think the exercise that I wanted to do today, what we're doing, right, is kind of explain to people like me that are slow and not as bright as a doctor in mathematics, how this works, right, and why it works that way. And because, like I told you before, like I'm very interested in the culture, and now I'm like kind of interested in investing, but I can't just do it, right? Because there's not. It's like if I do it right now, or I felt like even before now, I have a little more information, but it's just gambling.
Yeah.
Right. The first time I told Louie this, I don't know if I've told you the story, but I bought Doge on a Super Bowl day one. I think during the pandemic, I bought Doge because I always like to, like, I don't gamble a lot, but the Super Bowl, I always like to gamble. So that day, they had announced that there might be a Doge commercial in the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
and Elon was paying for it or some crap like
Mhm.
that, right? And it was a rumor, like you said, it's a rumor to pump,
Yeah.
right? So I bought it based on that rumor,
Uh-huh.
right? I don't remember how much I bought, but it wasn't a lot, like $300.
Mm-hmm.
And in one day, I made like 600,
Yeah.
right? It was like that. It was kind of like gambling on the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
But it was a gamble. I didn't know any of this thing that we just talked about. I was just like, well, I don't know what it is. I have a friend that's in tech, because obviously I've shown you that I don't even know how to buy this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You've shown me how to buy it. He helped me. He did it for me,
Mm-hmm.
right? He actually bought with me. And then we made like, I don't know, $700 each or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we sold it in like a week,
Uh-huh.
right? But that was my first experience into this world.
Yeah.
And then I was like, this is very interesting. And then you guys came along like a year or 2 years after that. I was like, this is getting crazy now. Because, and then after you guys came, all this Haktua and like, I feel like it's more on mainstream now
Yeah.
than it was before.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I Doge, we talk a lot about because it's out more. But even when we talk about Doge, I don't think many people understood what it was.
Mhm.
Right. And I guess it's being pumped a lot by creating a whole government
Yeah.
agency called Doge now.
Yeah.
Right. So I figured it's been pumped like crazy. But to me, I think this exercise hopefully was good for that,
Mhm.
right? For people to get a little more understanding. I hope that I know now, Rafa, you're going to be coming to Brownsville a lot forever and ever.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
we can keep having these conversations
Uh-huh.
to keep expanding the understanding of some people and to keep learning, because I do think that no matter what we think, the world is headed that way,
Mhm.
right? I don't know if the world's going to be meme coins, but I think that this culture is starting because we're headed somewhere where this digital type currency and exchange is going to be the norm.
Mhm.
I don't see a way back from that.
Yeah.
Right. So, however it's going to happen, I know I don't know how much you've looked into this, but obviously even the government, there's been a fear here that the
Mhm.
government's creating their own coin,
Mhm.
right? It's been talked about a lot, and
Mhm.
that the government's going to go digital and we're going to lose the dollar,
Mhm.
right? Like the physical dollar, right? It's been talked about a lot,
Mhm.
right? I imagine that a lot of people were talking about this. Obviously we know El Salvador decided to go all in on Bitcoin and
Yep.
put a big chunk. We just announced, right? The United States just announced that they're going to put a big position on
Mhm.
Bitcoin, I think.
Bitcoin,
Yeah,
Ethereum.
they're going to buy a big position on it.
Yeah.
So as a country, we're going to be invested in it.
Yeah.
So if all of that stuff is happening, there's no turning back,
No.
right? I can't say, I still don't understand. I mean, I'll be very honest, right? The future of a meme coin, right? Because the value, look, I kind of get what you're saying, right? That it's based on a work of art,
Mhm.
which is better than Haktua, which
Yeah.
is based on like a video that was made and of like happenstance of
Mhm.
like her saying something,
Mhm.
right? This is actually a thing, a tangible thing that, because it's art, it could be sold into millions of dollars, right?
Yeah.
And you're saying there's $700 of liquidity, but maybe the art is worth 5 million. I don't know what it's worth. I'm just saying, like, maybe the art in the future, because it's of Elon,
Yeah.
right? And Elon, is human, so he will die. And
Mhm.
when people die, art
Yeah.
skyrockets, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
30 years from now, 50 years from now, that drawing could be worth hundreds of millions of dollars,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
And so that gives this other thing, if the longevity of Elon RWA lasts that long,
Mhm.
a value that would be immense. Does that make sense?
It does make sense. Yep. And
Being attacked.
uh,
Does it make sense that that the longevity of Elon RWA attached to the artwork
mhm.
is what could give it value in the future, compared to just a normal meme coin that is just like Doge. You started with Doge. Right?
Yeah.
We started with Doge. That was based on this dog that this guy had.
Yeah.
Right?
A girl hat.
girl had.
Uh-huh.
And I say had because the dog passed away.
Yeah, passed away.
Right. So there is no real thing now, tangible thing.
No.
Like an actual object is what I mean. Right.
Uh-huh.
Like the only thing I understand, and not that it makes sense to me yet, is that Elon RWA has an actual object.
Yeah.
That you guys even brought to Brownsville that time.
Mm-hmm.
And we put it up on the wall and we had the event. So that's one. Compared to Doge, which is worth way more than Elon RWA.
Yeah.
That is based on a puppy that passed away.
Yeah. So we get into a new definition, which is a real world asset. That's what RWA stands for on Elon RWA, which are assets that have, like you said, is somehow associated with a physical, real world asset.
Yes.
So, for example, Elon RWA is linked to the drawing. So this is a new class of meme coins, a new class of assets on
And
the
can
blockchain.
you attach it to anything? Can I attach it to real estate?
Yeah. There are plenty of people working on that already.
So is there projects now
Yeah.
that you know of where I can buy a piece of, I'm just going to say real estate that doesn't have, but like, let's say Trump owns Mar-a-Lago,
Mhm.
right? So let's say Trump decides Mar-a-Lago is going to be a real world asset,
Mhm.
right? Because he's the owner, he's the president. That
Yeah.
thing is never going to go down in value.
Yeah.
It's always just going to continue to go up.
Mhm.
So based on that, they build the Mar-a-Lago coin,
Mhm.
right? And we invest in the Mar-a-Lago coin, and that's attached to real estate. Does that
It-
make sense in the future?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's just a matter of adjusting the bureaucracy on the real world to these smart contracts, because this is not a real contract, right?
Right.
It's a smart contract. So how do you make sure this has legal value?
Right.
So countries need to adjust their policy to make sure that things will make sense. But yeah, that's something that will happen in the future as well. You could own maybe 1% of this thing you said.
Yeah. So do you know, like, because we know of Elon RWA, but of what's the best example of an asset tied to a coin right now, apart from Elon RWA, that you can think of? That's actual, like,
I don't know.
you don't know? But there is others.
Yeah, I'd say yes, but it's not a very, very explored field yet. There are many things to that has to be done, especially from the government part, to make sure that these smart contracts can be seen as a real contract.
So art was easy
Art
because
is-
it's there,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
I could technically buy a Picasso
Yeah,
and turn that into a real world asset
yeah,
and then just let it go.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's mine. I can do that easier than a piece of property that ties into a community and ties
Yeah,
into taxes and ties into all these other entities and things that
exactly.
are government related, let's say,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
My art piece is just mine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, perfect. You
Kinda like-
explain it perfectly.
Like Elon RWA was Watchy Boys,
Mhm.
right? He owns it. He
Yeah.
created it.
Yeah.
He obviously got with a group of people that could make this happen with him and partnered up. That's the other thing that I didn't mention, right? Watchy Boy is a partner in this,
Yep. Yeah.
right? So since the beginning. And so the artist is also benefiting from anything that happened,
Mhm.
right? With this drawing. So if this drawing goes skyrocket, like we talked about 50 years from now, maybe not Watchy Boy, but his family or whatever could be benefited by that drawing that he drew one day
Yeah. Yeah.
back in the pandemic.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, yeah.
And if you ever want to kind of understand what we're talking about or see it, there is a statue of it on the way to Starbase.
There's a statue. A huge,
On the way to
huge statue.
Starbase. Starbase is the new town that Elon is trying to make here, where SpaceX is building the largest rocket in the world.
Mhm.
For people that don't. So, and we live right next to it. And
Yeah.
that's why Rafa's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, not because he likes us, but because Elon's here. No, I'm
I
kidding.
like you guys. I
Yeah,
like you.
no, that's why he comes back. Well, he didn't come here because of us. But thank you, Rafa. I really appreciate the explanation. I know that we just scratched the surface
Yeah.
and that it's way more technical, and that you took it easy on me because the math is probably where it's all at.
Mhm.
And we didn't go into that because I would probably not understand that.
Mhm.
But thank you very much for the explanation. Hopefully that helps somebody. And I'm fascinated. So like I said, every time you come, I think we should have this conversation.
Yep, for sure.
As more I learn, we can make these conversations available to people. Because like I said, I don't think there's any going back.
Mhm.
There's no going back on this. And this is where the world is going. So the more understanding that everybody gets, I think it's better, especially if you're young.
Mhm.
This is where the world's going to go. It's changing with AI and with this together. It's going to be crazy world, if you're young. So the more understanding that everybody can get, I think is helpful. So thank you very much. Good luck as a doctor.
Thank you.
Yeah, and hopefully, you're going to teach us much more. Thank you, Rafa.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you, man. How long was that?
I want you to ask him about the wall and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So just imagine we're on the wall, and what are we looking at here? So, first talk about the dodgy, the dog,
Mhm.
the dog, and we'll talk about Elon,
Mhm.
wall, and then we'll talk about.
Okay.
Well, there's three.
But we're not on camera. Like, it doesn't matter where I look. I'm still gonna be like, but
No, but yeah, I mean, we might use it and just like but
yeah. But if I say, what are we looking at?
no, yeah. Of course.
Okay.
Right. So,
right.
so if we have a QR code.
Oh, wait. You said three things. Oh, each element.
Each-
I got it.
So,
Okay.
so let's say, because we were going to go tomorrow to
I got you.
go.
Okay, Rafa. One thing that you guys did was one is, which is credible for Louie's credit, I think.
Yeah.
Find the property
Yeah.
on the way to Starbase, right? And then create this real contract, not a smart contract,
Mhm.
with these people, and allow you guys to build this kind of, like, I want to say it's like a landmark now,
Yeah.
right? Because I showed you the other day that the statues featured in the new documentary
Mhm.
that this lady made about Starbase.
Mhm.
It's been featured. Obviously, I think the last time we checked, the thing we did with the statue had 50 million
Wow.
views, something like that,
Wow.
right? In collective
Uh-huh.
views. So it's everywhere. Like,
Uh-huh.
a lot of people have seen this statue, but more than the statue, I want to talk about the space, right? So
Mhm.
there's, for people who don't know, if you go to SpaceX, that's at Starbase now. On the way there is this piece of property that now has 2 murals and a
Yeah.
statue,
Exactly.
right? So let's talk about, okay, what's the first mural? What's
The first mural that we built was the Elon Rwa mural.
got it?
So you have on both faces the representation of the original meme we had. It was painted by Carlos Guerrero.
It's Carlos Guerrero's interpretation of Watchy Boys.
Yes, yes, perfect.
makes sense?
That makes a lot of sense. Perfect. That was the perfect definition.
Okay, and then there's another mural.
Yes. The second mural is about Caboso, which is the name of the dog. And it was built on the behalf of two organizations, BIC DAO, Big DAO, whatever you want to call, and on the Doge. So these are two projects that I.
So this is the actual Doge?
No.
Got it.
On
So
the-
that's what I wanted to, yeah.
Yeah, on the Doge is different than Doge.
Got it. Because when you said on the Doge,
Yeah.
it sounds like it's built on the Doge.
Oh, I see.
Instead of like on the Doge is a coin.
Yeah, I should
that
call
correct?
it OTD.
Okay. On the Doge is a coin?
It's a DAO.
A DAO.
It's a group, a collective.
Okay. So on the Doge is a collective.
Yeah.
The collective owns meme coins. I'm making this up. I
Yeah.
want you to correct me.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
The collectives own or used to own one NFT or the original NFT created by the owner of the dog.
Okay.
There was a photo.
Yes.
So OTD owns the original photo.
The photo, just when you look at the wall,
Yeah.
it's a painting of the photo.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what
Yes.
I was.
So what you see is what OTD used to own. So the famous face of the dog. And on the other side, you have Feisty Doge, which is a picture of the same dog, but in a very different way. So it looks very different. And this was owned by BIC DAO. So
Okay. But it's also an NFT, or that's a coin?
So originally they were NFTs, but they were fractionalized by these two entities into coins.
Feisty is fractionalized.
Yeah.
And on the Doge is fractionalized.
Yes.
So I can buy on both.
You can buy on both.
Apart from I can buy on Elon RWA.
Yeah.
Right? So all these three can be invested in.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. And then there's the statue, right?
And there's it.
Which I don't remember how tall it is, but it's like, do you remember?
I think 7 foot.
Yeah, it's a 7-foot statue. You cannot miss this thing. And the statue, which there's a lot of confusion about, because people think it's a statue of Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Which technically it's a statue of the drawing that Watchy Boy made.
Yeah.
Which is an interpretation of Elon's face, but it looks a little different.
Yeah.
So it looks like if you built a bad statue of Elon's face.
Exactly.
That's what it looks like. But if you look at the drawing, it's basically the same as a drawing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct?
That was perfect.
Yeah. So if you go out there or you come out here, make sure and check out this place. I've seen people get out and take pictures. I know I'm not going to say that people can do it because I don't know if they can or if they're allowed to. But
yeah, they are allowed to.
Oh, yeah, so people are allowed to. So then just get off, take pictures, and then tag us. Tag Beyond Media.
Yeah.
Tag Elon RWA on X. I want to say Twitter. I was going to say Twitter, but on X. And then follow Elon RWA on X, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of information. There's a lot more information there. And then let us know. And also, if you have questions for Rafa, you can comment here and I'll get... by the way, Rafa is Brazilian, which is maybe the language barrier that you guys saw there. And then, but he lives in Portugal.
Yeah.
So if you comment on this, I'll make sure that he sees it and he'll answer any questions. If you guys have questions. And if you have more technical questions, he is a mathematician, taking it easy on me, like I said before. So yeah, we can put that together for you guys. If you have any questions, let us know and we'll make sure Rafa gets it.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys.